Franz Anton Beckenbauer was born on September 11, 1945, in Munich, just months after World War II ended. Germany was devastated. Buildings were shattered, families struggled to rebuild their lives, and the future felt uncertain. Franz grew up in the working-class district of Giesing, where football was often played in dusty streets or empty lots. His father worked in the postal service and hoped his son would pursue a stable career. But young Franz had something else in mind. Football quickly became his obsession. At 9 years old, he joined the youth team of SC Munich 06, a small local club. Coaches noticed something unusual about him almost immediately. He wasn't the fastest or strongest player, but he had extraordinary awareness. While other children chased the ball, Franz seemed to understand the entire field. That awareness would later define his revolutionary playing style. Originally, Beckenbauer intended to join the famous club TSV 1860 Munich, which was more successful than their city rival. But during a youth match, an opponent slapped him in the face during a heated moment. Franz decided he would never join that club. Instead, he chose the other side of Munich's football divide, FC Bayern Munich. At the time, Bayern was far from the global powerhouse it would become. That decision would change football history. Beckenbauer joined Bayern's youth system in 1959. By the early 1960s, his talent was undeniable. In 1964, he made his senior debut for Bayern Munich. At that time, the club played in Germany's second division because the new national league, the Bundesliga, had just been created. Together with rising stars like Gerd Müller and Sepp Maier, Beckenbauer formed the spine of a team that would soon dominate Europe. But what truly made him special was his position. He redefined it. Traditionally, defenders stayed behind the back line and focused on stopping attackers. But Beckenbauer played differently. He moved forward with the ball. He dribbled. He created attacks. Playing as a libero or sweeper, he controlled the rhythm of matches. Instead of simply defending, he became the team's strategist, orchestrating plays from deep positions. His elegance earned him the nickname Der Kaiser. By the late 1960s, Bayern Munich had become one of Europe's most exciting teams. The early 1970s marked Bayern Munich's golden era. The club won 3 consecutive European Cups: 1974 European Cup Final, 1975 European Cup Final, 1976 European Cup Final. These victories established Bayern as a continental powerhouse. Beckenbauer was the captain and the calm leader at the heart of the team. While teammates battled fiercely, he glided across the pitch with effortless composure. Many fans believed he made football look easy. While his club career flourished, Beckenbauer also became the face of the West German national team. His first major tournament was the 1966 FIFA World Cup in England. West Germany reached the final but lost to England national football team. 4 years later, at the 1970 FIFA World Cup in Mexico, Beckenbauer produced one of football's most legendary performances. During the semi-final against Italy national football team, later called the game of the century, Beckenbauer dislocated his shoulder. Substitutions were limited at the time. He refused to leave the pitch. With his arms strapped to his body in a sling, he continued playing until the end of extra time. Though Germany lost 4-3, his bravery became legendary. 4 years later came redemption. The 1974 FIFA World Cup was hosted in West Germany. Expectations were enormous. The final took place in Munich against a brilliant Dutch team led by Johan Cruyff. The Netherlands scored first before any German player had touched the ball, but West Germany fought back and won 2-1. As captain, Beckenbauer lifted the World Cup trophy in front of a roaring home crowd. Germany had a new national hero. Beckenbauer's brilliance was recognized worldwide. He won the prestigious Ballon d'Or twice, 1972 and 1976. At the time, few defenders were considered for such awards. But Beckenbauer wasn't just a defender, he was the architect of his team's play. His influence on football tactics continues even today. In 1977, Beckenbauer surprised the football world by moving to the United States. He joined the New York Cosmos in the North American Soccer League. There he played alongside legends like Pelé and Carlos Alberto Torres. The Cosmos were building a spectacle, bringing global superstars to American audiences. Beckenbauer embraced the experience. He enjoyed the excitement of New York City and helped promote soccer in a country where the sport was still growing. During his time with the Cosmos, the team won multiple league titles and stadiums filled with curious fans. After several years in the United States, Beckenbauer returned to Hamburger SV in the early 1980s. Even in the final stages of his playing career, his intelligence and leadership remained evident. He retired in 1983, ending one of the greatest playing careers in football history. But his story was far from over. In a surprising move, Beckenbauer became manager of the Germany national football team in 1984. At the time, he had no formal coaching license. Many critics doubted him, yet he quickly proved them wrong. Germany reached the final of the 1986 FIFA World Cup, but lost to Argentina national football team and their captain Diego Maradona. Beckenbauer promised they would return stronger. He kept that promise. The 1990 FIFA World Cup in Italy was Beckenbauer's masterpiece as a coach. Germany played disciplined, confident football throughout the tournament. In the final, they faced Argentina again. This time Germany won 1-0, securing the World Cup. With that victory, Beckenbauer joined an extremely exclusive group of people who won the World Cup both as a player and as a manager. Only a few individuals in football history have achieved that feat. After his coaching career, Beckenbauer returned to FC Bayern Munich as a club executive. He played a crucial role in transforming Bayern into a global football empire. Under his influence, Bayern developed modern infrastructure, expanded internationally, and consistently competed at the highest level. He even briefly coached the team again in the 1990s, leading them to domestic success. Another major chapter of his life involved organizing the 2006 FIFA World Cup in Germany. Beckenbauer led the country's successful bid to host the tournament and served as chairman of the organizing committee. The tournament became famous for its joyful atmosphere and was often called the summer fairy tale. Fans from around the world celebrated in German cities, and the event helped reshape Germany's international image. Like many powerful figures in global sports, Beckenbauer's later years were not without controversy. Investigations emerged regarding the bidding process for the 2006 World Cup. While debates continued, Beckenbauer maintained that his intention had always been to bring the tournament to Germany and celebrate football. Despite these disputes, his contributions to the sport remained immense. Off the pitch, Beckenbauer experienced both triumphs and personal challenges. He married multiple times and had several children. Fame brought luxury and attention, but it also meant constant public scrutiny. Yet throughout decades in football, one thing remained constant: his love for the game. Franz Beckenbauer passed away on January 7, 2024, leaving behind an extraordinary legacy. Few figures in sports history shaped their game as profoundly as he did. He achieved greatness in 3 roles: world-class player, World Cup winning manager, influential football administrator. More importantly, he changed how the game itself was played. The modern ball-playing defender seen today in stars across Europe traces its roots to the way Beckenbauer interpreted the sweeper role. He turned defense into art. Even decades after his playing career, young footballers study his style. His matches are analyzed by coaches. His leadership remains a model for captains. Clubs across the world still look to Bayern Munich's structure built partly under his guidance as an example of football management done right. Beckenbauer's life reflected the evolution of modern football, from dusty neighborhood pitches to global stadiums watched by billions. Perhaps the most iconic image of Franz Beckenbauer is from 1974. He stands tall, calm, and composed, holding the World Cup trophy high above his head in Munich. The crowd roars, flashbulbs explode, and at that moment, the boy from a modest Munich neighborhood becomes a legend whose name will forever echo through football history. Franz Beckenbauer der Kaiser had conquered the world.